Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And happy December 1st! I cannot believe it is the first day of the last month of 2020. Can you even believe it? We're almost coming to the end of 2020, which seems so strange, doesn't it? What do you think, Tucker? He said, oh, I don't mind it much. So anyway, all right, let's get into some meditations today. What should we read today? You tell me, Tucker. He said, no, I will not. But he picked this one. He put his nose towards that one. So let's see, December 1st. Boo Radley is right down here at my feet. Should we get into the meditation and see what the meditation has to say? What wisdom it has to bring us today, Tucker? He said maybe. All right, December 1st. Let yourself be who you are. It's difficult to be around people who are trying to be perfect. Perfectly healthy, perfectly polite, perfectly poised, perfectly controlled. Remember that being human means being imperfect, being flawed. Let yourself be. Let others be. Slouch in your chair. Eat with the wrong fork. Laugh out loud. Stand up and reveal who you are and know that you're good enough. Stop worrying that people will find out who you really are. Instead, hope that they do. Help them by openly sharing yourself and being not who you think you should be, but who you really are. Freedom is just a small step away, a step into self-love and acceptance. When you take it, others will follow, and they'll be grateful you led the way. That's my husband telling me he's on his way home, by the way. I love that meditation so much, and actually, there is a poem that I would like to read to you, so hold on just one second. Okay, I turned off the computer volume so that won't happen again, but I also wanted to read this poem. And this is one of my mom's favorite poems of life, and I don't know why, but it reminds me of what the meditation is about today. And the poem is called Warning by Jenny Joseph. When I grow old, I shall wear purple. And I know I've read it on here before, but I love this poem so much. And now that I'm getting older, like this poem really resonates with me, I think. Warning by Jenny Joseph. When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat which doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves and satin sandals and say we've no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired and gobble up samples and chops and press alarm bells and run my stick along the public railings and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain and pick flowers in other people's gardens and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts and grow more fat, and eat 3 pounds of sausages at a go, or only bread and pickle for a week, and hoard pens and pencils and beer mats and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes that keep us dry and pay our rent and not swear in the street and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers. But maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and start to wear purple. I love that poem so much, and it tears me up because I feel like I wasted so much of my life allowing not others to get to know me, but really allowing myself to get to know me, if that makes sense. You know, I think for so long I was so afraid of my own shadow. I was so afraid of living out loud and being boisterous and dancing to the beat of my own drum and doing what makes me happy and playing the music that makes me happy and watching the movies that makes me happy. And, you know, and for so long, there was a very big part of my life. It was weird because when I was in high school, you know, I was so different and rebellious. And I think, not horribly rebellious against authority. I was with my friends, but more rebellious in the ways that I dressed or dyeing my hair color or the music that I listened to and just watching real offbeat movies and, you know, and just always listen to real different music. And I always felt like I was always on the fringe, if that makes sense. And then I got older, and when I got sober, do you hear Tucker? He just literally, when I make videos, just runs in laps. When I got older, there was a real part of me that just wanted to fit in so damn bad. I just wanted to fit in, you know? For so long, I hadn't fit in. And I remember, back when I was starting writing my book, and I didn't really know what I wanted to write about at that time, and I had a friend of mine from high school, and she said, why don't you write a book about all of us, which I've actually thought about. And if you've read my book, inside of it is a book called Suburban Wasteland, which is written by the uncle or the mom's friend in the book. And I had always thought that I would come out later and write Suburban Wasteland, which would be about this group of friends and from like 88 to 90 and how their lives have been affected by this one guy coming out and all this kind of stuff. And it was really going to be based on us as friends, like at that time. And I remember my friend, you know, she referred to us as a bunch of freaks. But I think that like all of us in life are just a bunch of freaks, you know? I think we're all of us just, I think you spend so much time like, okay, you know, when I was growing up, I did not fit in. I was the person that nobody wanted to be around. I was the person that nobody wanted their birthday parties or to sit next to in class. I was nobody that anybody wanted to be as friends. So as I got older, like I really wanted to fit in. I remember coming out and going out to like the gay bars and stuff. And like all of a sudden I found myself in this popular group. And it felt really nice because I was never part of that popular group, you know, when I was growing up. And then when I got sober, it was like, I didn't care so much about that, but I cared about kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, you know, with like having the house and the job and the, you know, all that kind of stuff and having the conversation about a 401k plan and all this kind of stuff, you know, and I really fed into that for a long time. I really, really fed into that. And then what happened was I started meeting people that were like-minded to me. I started meeting people that had the same interests as me and had the same, you know, just live the same lives as me. But we were very different and individual as our own. But like the way that we saw the world was, I didn't want to sit and have a 2-hour conversation about a 401k plan. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's never been something that's been interesting to me. So, you know, I wanted to have conversations about music and imagine living in Paris for a summer or, you know, like what new art project are we doing? Or we should start a photography something, or let's talk about a true crime book club. Or, you know, I've always been that. And I've always wanted to talk about like, did you ever listen to this Janis Joplin song and what did you think? And it made me feel this way inside, right? But I almost made apologies, you know, for that for so long because I felt like that's not what people really wanted to hear. And the reality is I got on YouTube and I started talking about the things that made me happy, you know, and the things I started, you know, dancing to the beat of my own drum on YouTube. And there were a lot of people that liked that. Like, you know, and I can remember like back in the day when I worked in treatment, this is so sad that I just, it breaks my heart for myself at that age. But I would answer my phone 2 octaves lower. So, like, if you called and I answered my office, like, it wouldn't, I don't even know that I could do it now, but I would, you know, answer the phone and I would say, this is Peter, can I help you? Like, seriously, I would do that, you know, because I was so ashamed of my voice. And now people have, like, uplifted me and told me that they like my voice, you know, and I like my voice now. Like, I've embraced it and I love it. And I think my voice is unique to me. And so what has taken me 48 years to learn is I was okay 48 years ago. You know? Like, why did I give up so much of my life to wear purple when I was older? It's such a waste of time, you know? We should always, and this would be my advice to anybody that was younger, you know? I mean, I used to say to people, like, friends of mine that were younger, that like in sobriety and stuff would say, you know, like, oh, I want to get a tattoo on my hand or something. And I'd say, be careful if you get a tattoo in your hand. I mean, I became that person that said, be careful if you get a tattoo in your hand or on your neck or something, you might never get a job that you want. Screw that. You want a tattoo? Get a tattoo. You'll cross that bridge when you come to it later. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me on that, but you know, later in life, I was able to kind of like put my priorities in place a little bit, you know, and realize that I had really missed out on I know there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I don't agree with that thing. I do. I'm sorry, you know, and I look back on my life and there were I dumbed myself down a lot so that I could fit into other things. And I wish I had never done that. I sold myself out. I sold myself up the river, you know? I really, really did. I played a role that I thought other people wanted to hear. I played a role that I thought other people wanted to see because it made them happier, it made them more comfortable. You know, if I dumbed myself down a little bit on being gay, if I wasn't too gay, if I wasn't too effeminate, if I wasn't snapping fingers and calling somebody girl, then I thought that you would like me a little bit more. But you know, that's the reality, is that's who I am, you know? And I want somebody to accept me like that. And so to me, that's who I am. That's not who I am 24 hours a day, but that's a part of me. And if I don't feel comfortable with that part of me coming out, then that's really saying I'm ashamed of myself. And I'm not ashamed of myself today. I'm not at all. I love myself. And I deserve the things that everybody else deserves, you know? But I'm not willing to live in darkness anymore. Like, I'm out in the light, you know? And I'm going to wear purple. And I'm going to do the things that make me happy. And so should you. Because life is too incredibly short. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.